This is horrific. This is a human being. Look at her. Look at her face. I hope and pray you did not do this to this woman. She deserves justice. She does.
A 91-year-old woman was attacked and essayed by a 14-year-old boy on June 4th, 2024. Jesse Stone, also known as Randy John, broke into the woman's home while she was asleep. When she woke up to find him sneaking in, Randy John pounced on her. Charged as an adult, Stone pleaded guilty last year. He had initially pleaded not guilty, but he changed his plea to guilty back in November, and possibly thanks to his grandmother, who you will see in this interrogation video, convincing her grandson to tell the truth.
Man, you doing all right? You need anything? All right, Jesse, I'm Ryan, and we're gonna come in here and talk to you just a little bit, okay? We're waiting for your mom to get over here, just so we can all be here and talk and figure out what's going on, all right?
Jesse, I'm going to ask you some questions. It might seem a little bit weird, but this is just to help me understand and make sure that I'm on the same page as you. So, do you understand the difference between a truth and a lie?
Yes.
Okay, so tell me what the truth means to you.
The truth is what actually happened.
Do you remember that night? So when I showed you that video of you walking, so that would have been late Saturday night.
Yes.
Do you remember everything that you did that night?
Yeah, I couldn't go to sleep, so I got up and I headed down the road to watch the cars that are coming from the concert. I've watched them, the cars looking for modified vehicles for a while, and then I went walking across the street for, I'm guessing, an hour before I came back to my house.
Where's she at?
On the front porch, sitting in her rocking chair in front of the door.
Okay, gotcha. So what was the last time, like, before then, when you had seen her, or I guess talked with her, like, kind of like you did that day?
The last time I'd seen her before that was probably about, I want to say a week and a half before. She was driving down the road from, like, church or something.
Oh, okay.
And she just stopped and said hi real quick. And,
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, do you remember the last time, like, my understanding when we spoke the first time, and correct me if I got this wrong, that you, when you were younger, you used to go over and talk with her quite a bit.
Yeah, I'd go over, talk, help her.
So she's never asked for your help to do those types of, like, household chores, so like laundry or whatever? Okay.
No, I've helped with the laundry machine, but not to do laundry.
Not like, you've never done her laundry for her, or bed sheets or anything like that?
No.
You've never, like, taken a nap or slept in any of her bedrooms or anything like that?
No.
Okay. Do you remember if you've ever been in any of those bedrooms?
No.
No.
No. I've never been in any room other than the living room, kitchen, the bathroom.
Okay. Well, Randy John, I think you probably know that I wouldn't ask that question unless I had a reason to.
Okay.
So, I'm just going to be honest with you because, I mean, I feel like you've been mostly honest with me. And I know your mom's been honest with me. Is it okay if I call you his mom?
Yeah.
Guardian? Okay. I don't mean to. It's okay, yeah. But when I came over to you on, I think that was Sunday, and I was asking you about your clothes and the video and such, and I explained that I wanted to get your DNA because I knew that you had been over there before because you mentioned, like you told us today, that you had talked with her. So I knew that you're, at the very least, there would be evidence of you being in the porch.
Yeah.
Right? So I went and met with your mom, and you guys signed a consent form, and we got your DNA.
Uh-huh.
Okay. So we sent your DNA and the sex kit up to the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, who does the testing stuff for stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay. Is there any reason at all that your DNA would be on her clothes?
Yeah, we when I said goodbye to her, we hugged, like a side hug.
Okay.
That's.
Let me be a little bit more specific. Your DNA was on her underwear.
What?
And so I want you to really use this time here to be honest with me about what happened that night, because I think that we know what happened, and I think that your mom knows what happened because she also wrote down a list of times that you went in and out of the house that night, to include the time that the call came in. And I think you probably know that you wouldn't be in here unless we had a good reason to put you in.
I don't see. What?
It's not about C, Randy John. It's truth.
Yeah,
Truth.
it's impossible for my DNA to be on her underwear.
That's what we like to think too, brother, but that stuff doesn't lie, that stuff doesn't get made up. Sometimes the truth can be hard. You seem like a really good guy, man. You seem like you got a good head on your shoulders, you make connections with people that need help, you go out there and you help other people. And there's people out there sometimes that make mistakes.
I'm gonna come over here and I want to make
That doesn't make you a bad person for making a mistake. But we just need to understand, like, who is Randy John, man? Because I don't...
Holy cow.
And we don't think that that was the intention. But we need to understand what happened, man.
Randy, I want to be real clear with you. We know what happened. What I want to hear from your own words, everything that went on that night.
God. Holy cow.
I want to know why this happened.
Randy, help us understand, man.
Randy, look at me for a second. You did this exact same thing when I asked you about you walking down the road or jogging down the road at 11 o'clock. And you did the whole, I don't remember, and I was like, and you finally admitted to it. And I think this is the exact same thing. I know what happened. And it's only going to help you for you to be honest with me about what happened. Because like I said, we know what happened because we have your DNA at the crime scene.
Like you said, it's not like we're talking about a sweater that it was found on. It's in this elderly woman's underwear. What are you thinking, man? We're putting everything out here and you're kind of just looking at all this, man. I know it might be a shock, but what are you thinking?
I'm overly confused.
What are you confused about?
I wasn't even near her house. I was across the street.
A whole hour. You were gone.
Yeah. I said I was gone for about an hour.
I don't know if you want to have a couple minutes to talk with your son. Randy, I want you to think real long and hard about everything that happened. And I want to do this, listen, more than I want to have the truth from you about what happened, because I know that you know what happened, I want to do this for her. If she is as an amazing of a person as you say she is, and I believe you because I've talked with her, getting all of this out in the open for her is what matters.
She deserves the truth to be told, and you know it. Personally, I can't believe that this is a horrible thing with you, John. That's a horrible thing.
I don't even have the ability to do that.
Well, it's hard for me to believe too. It's really hard for me to believe too that you would do a thing like this.
I didn't.
But how many times have you been caught in lies?
I know.
And this is the whole reason why you're on restriction. It's because you're not telling the truth about things. If this woman deserves to have the truth, she deserves it, and you know that.
What?
And don't say whys, Randy John, because why doesn't exist here.
I wasn't at her house.
Randy John, it's across the street. Look at her. Look at her. Look at her face. I've never seen you hurt anybody, but
I don't want to hurt
what the
anyone.
hell are you doing outside at that time of night? It doesn't make any sense. Do you understand? Randy John, it doesn't make any sense. There's a million different things you can do. Being outside where you don't belong, and you know you don't belong out there.
I'm sorry, but I'm an outdoorsy person.
You're not an outdoorsy person. You're a sit in front of the TV kind of guy.
When I don't have TV, I'm outside.
Well, I don't know. I hope and pray you did not do this to this
I
woman.
didn't.
I hope and pray. I hope and pray you did not do this. Because this is horrific. This is a human being. And she deserves justice. She does. If this would have happened to your sister, what would you do?
Murder whoever did.
If you know anything about this, Randy John, for her at least, if you care about her, tell the truth. Tell the truth.
You know,
We've been down that road before where you've been lying about something and you swear up and Randy John, you've lied about stuff before.
When I got done talking to your mom, and she said that, I mean, you're 14, right? I think every 14-year-old's had some thoughts about what a woman's like and things like that. And I heard that you've been kind of exploring some nudity and pornography. Is that what's going on, man? The thing is, Grandma's got no reason to lie to me, and you have no reason to lie to me about that either. That's totally normal and totally fine. So is that something I heard you're taking Grandpa's phone and taking a look at that? Yeah,
no, I don't do it on Grandpa's phone. I haven't been able to do it since I had the computer because she takes everything away.
Yeah. Well, is it true that you were looking at some of that stuff? Like I said, it's totally normal, man. Okay. And like I said, and I think like Detective Hardy said, it's totally normal to want to find out about these things, especially for someone it seems like you really truly cared about this woman.
Yeah.
And maybe you just wanted to figure out what was what, man.
What it was like. Maybe you went into there, you didn't expect for her to be awake. And so you freaked out. And you panicked. Because that's what it looks like. Is that this was oh shit. And then maybe you just laughed around not expecting her to, maybe you just wanted to knock her out. You didn't think you would hurt her this bad. And then you got out of there.
Because what we're trying to figure out, Randy John, is like Detective Hardy said, like we're pretty certain of what happened. What we're trying to figure out is Randy John the kind of guy that breaks into people's houses with axes and chops them up into pieces and leaves them and murders them? Or did Randy John just make a mistake? Did he go into a house and expect this 91-year-old woman to be sleeping and maybe figure out something about life, and then things just went awry? Because thing is, people panic, man. And people do things that they don't mean and they don't want to do when they panic. Have you ever kind of been in a situation where you just did something just because you were nervous and you didn't know what to do and it maybe wasn't the best idea? I think everyone's done that, man. So help us understand, Randy John.
I don't really know what happened.
Okay. Well, let's start from the beginning. What time did you go over there?
I honestly don't know because it's a bad habit I have not looking at time.
That's fine.
Okay.
I mean, if you don't know, that's fine. So, did you come into the kitchen door or the living room door or something else? So is that the porch door or is that the
Living room has the piano.
living room door?
Yeah.
Okay, and then what happened? Okay. And where were you when you were looking around? Okay. And then what?
honest with me, Randy. Sometimes the hardest part of the story is the thing we give the least detail about. And I can understand it, man. You're 14, you have so much more of your life to live. But what we need to understand, man, is we need to understand the truth. And I think you're telling most of the true story here. But I think you're conveniently leaving some parts out. And I think anybody would do the same thing in your situation. But man, like I said, do you want to be the Randy John that tells the truth, the Randy John that cares about? Because I know you are. And sometimes when we're in this tough situation, we gotta say some tough things.
I don't remember anything after the...
You do. We both know you do. All three of us know you remember. Don't do that, Randy. You know exactly what happened. Because I guarantee this has been eating you up. You're not the kind of guy, or at least I hope you're not the kind of guy that does this kind of stuff. You've never done this before, right? You're not the kind of guy that breaks the house, that beat the crap out of her and just leave her sitting there, are you? So I know this has been eating you up. I know you can tell me every single moment. I'm sure you can tell me what the room smelled like when it happened. The taste in the air. I'm sure you can tell me all that. And I'm sure you've been wanting to tell somebody about this because it's probably been eating at your heart, man. So I know it's in there. I need you to take this off your heart, man. So I don't buy the whole I don't remember. So I know you remember. I don't think you're some cold-hearted killer that doesn't remember. Because we deal with those kinds of people too, man. But I don't think Randy John's that guy. So, tell us what happened.
What's the first thing that happened when you got into the room?
Gorilla cart and driving in the unmotorized scooter and our vehicle and all that.
I
know, but the thing is, man, when I get to serious stuff, things that it seems like you don't want to talk about, you kind of recluse back in and you just kind of relax and you get upset. And here's the thing, man. When's your birthday?
December 20th.
So you're a 14-year-old boy. You're trying to understand the world around you, and sometimes things happen. And what I'm trying to understand is like what's going on and how these things happen. It's just like I said, like when I ask you a direct question like that, you're very particular and you seem like ashamed because, like I said, I think you're a good dude, and I think sometimes some motivations outside of you are getting the best of you.
No, I don't just think like that.
Because I'm not saying you're some serial rapist that's going and hurting and maiming people, but sometimes curiosity can take the best of us, and I mean that's what happened with me.
I wasn't anywhere close to as I wasn't thinking like that at all.
To leave something in there, whether it be dirt off the bottom of your shoe, if it's hair off the top of your head, if it's little cells or just spit or anything. That's how that works, man. And when you touch something, you potentially put all that on there. And based off of the situation, it sounded like it was pretty wild in that room for a few minutes. Is that safe to say?
It was definitely confusing.
Yeah.
And panicked.
Yeah.
Her and I were both panicking.
Yeah. Can you imagine, man? Because I mean, she's not some vegetable. She understands what's going on around her. I'm not trying to make you feel bad. That's not what it is. I'm just trying to put it out there. Do you feel sorry for what happened?
Definitely.
How would you feel about writing a letter about it? Maybe put your feelings down on paper.
That's something I have trouble doing because when you're with someone who doesn't really care how you feel, they just care that you turn out right, it's not easy to express yourself.
You don't think it cares how you feel?
Sounds like she does.
I think she cares, just because I've lived with my grandma for so long, and I haven't been able to express my feelings. They've more just been shunned away. I've thrown barriers to keep myself from going too far.
What I'm doing is I'm giving you the opportunity to take that barrier down. It's you and me in here.
It's really pushing